Hello everyone, this is Professor Hitesh Mhatre, Head of Computer Engineering Department. Today we are going to learn about Java Applets. Now, what are the outcomes of this video? Learners will be able to understand the applet basics, the applet class, applet lifecycle, applet skeleton, how to run an applet, and the advantages and disadvantages of an applet. So starting with the applet basics. Applet is a special type of program that is embedded in a web page, which helps in generating dynamic content. It runs inside the browser and works at a client side. Applet is mostly used for animations and games. Thus, all applets are subclasses of an applet class. So, it is necessary to import java.applet package. Also, applet is represented in a window. So, for that, we require java.awt package. Next is the applet class. Now, this class provides all the necessary support for applet execution, such as starting and stopping of an applet. It also provides different methods which can load the images and display the images. Also, there are different methods which can load and play the audio clips. Applet extends the AWT class panel, which in turn the panel extends the container, which also extends the component. These classes provides the support for Java window-based graphical interface. Now to explain this, we have the hierarchy of an applet. So at the topmost, what we have is an object, which is extended by the component class. So this helps in creating a window. Component class is then extended by a container. The container holds the different shapes, different parameters that you include in an applet. Then we have a panel. Panel is used to display all the different components. And at last, we have an applet. So this is the hierarchy of an applet. Next is the applet lifecycle. So how your lifecycle starts? First, it is in the born state. When in a born state, it is activated using the init method. It is used to initialize the applet. It is invoked only once. So this is method called only once in a particular program. From a born state, applet goes to the running state. In a running state, from born state, if you call a start method, it goes to the running. Means the applet will start execution. Invoked after the init method, it is used to start an applet. After running state, it can go to the idle state, which can be called using a stop method. Is used to stop, or you can say it is used to pause the applet. Once in an idle state, again you have to call the start method to again start the execution of an applet. So this process, so when your applet is active, it is in a running state. When it is inactive, it is in an idle state. So if you want to display some data or refresh that applet, we have to use a paint method. It is a graphics class used to draw different shapes, different text. From idle state, it can go to the dead state through destroy method. Similar to init method, destroy method is only invoked once. So once your applet goes to the dead state, there is no coming back. Next, we have an applet skeleton. Now this skeleton is nothing but a programming representation of your applet lifecycle. So as discussed earlier, we need to import java.applet package and java.awt package. Then we have to write this particular code. When you are writing this code, this represents the applet, like applet code. Now, applet scale is the name of a Java source file in which I am creating an applet. Width and height determines the size of my window. Now since these are the HTML tags and we are writing in a Java code, this need to be commented. While compiling, compiler comes to know, okay, this is the applet code. So the representation of the applet is specified with this code. So starting with the class applet skill that extends your applet class. The first method is the init, which is called first, and generally we have different codes which is used for initialization. So during the when the applets start, what are the initial thing that you require that should be placed here. Then we have a start method. So generally start method, so when your applets start actually executing, like it accepts the command, so it starts from the start method. Or if it is in the stop, then after again calling the start method will resume the execution. Next is your stop. So it suspends the execution, that is if it may be waiting for some another process, or maybe it is an inactive. Then you have a destroy. So destroy generally we call at the end. It has the code which generally performs the shutdown activities, like if you have access to some files, some database, some resources, then it will free those resources. And we have a paint method. Generally here we write the code about how to display, what to display on your applet. And then how to run an applet. Now there are two methods of running an applet. First is by using an HTML file. So for this you need to create a Java source file. For example, we say webapplet.java. Now compile this Java source file and .class file will be created. So we'll be having like webapplet.class. Next, create an applet file with the following applet tag. So applet code, again the name of the Java file, width and height, and run the file HTML file in the browser. So like step 1, this is a source file web applet. Here we have written a code to just to display a welcome. I will compile. So if I don't get any errors, means that I have written a correct program. Then step 3 is my HTML file. In HTML file I have created and I have written this applet code. So applet code I have written here. So when I run from the browser, so this code will help me displaying this particular data from the Java file into the browser. So when I open in the browser, it looks something like this. So this is what a welcome. This welcome I have returned in this Java file. I have given the position, but regarding the applet, I have given the information in the HTML file. So this is one way in which how can you view your applet in a browser. Next is how to run an applet using an applet viewer tool. Now this is more of the simple. The first two process is the same, like creating a Java file and again compile a class file will be created. Next, you run the file using an applet viewer. Now this is how it is done. Step 1, similar to the previous one, like this is my Java source file. Next, what I will do, after compiling, I will just write another command, that is applet viewer, and again the source file of my Java file. So applet viewer webapplet.java. So when I press enter, I will get some of this like window. Next, advantages and disadvantages of Java applets. Advantages is that it works at a client side, so very less response time. It is secured since it is at the client side. It can be executed by any browser running under many platforms, including Linux, Windows, Mac OS, etc. Disadvantage is that you require a plugin in your browser to execute an applet. So I hope your concept will be clear regarding the Java applets, right? We'll come back to with the new videos. Thank you.